Hi guys, shooting for fun here. Today we're going to continue along in our series of basic disassembly and cleaning. And today we're going to be doing a slightly older model gun. This is your Taurus PT92. It's modeled after the Beretta 92. They look almost identical. Taurus actually bought out a Beretta factory in Brazil around 1980 and started making these. Now, the only basic difference between the Beretta 92 and the PT92 is this little guy here, your safety and your decocker. And it's mounted onto the frame. On the Beretta 92, it's actually mounted on the top part of the slide. Okay, which to me would seem like when you go to cock the gun, it would kind of get in your way there a little bit. So I think Taurus did a good job there by mounting it onto the frame. So what we want to do is you always want to make sure that your gun is safe. Take out your magazine. Make sure you don't have anything in your chamber. Right. Now this is similar to your SIGs and your Beretta 92. It has a decocker feature, which is nice. If you drop that down, it drops your hammer down and you can't fire your gun. Right. So that's a nice little feature. Now, the way this gun disassembles is you rack your slide back, you put your slide lock in. Now you have a disassembly takedown lever here, but it's got a release button on the other side. So what you have to do is you have to push this button and slide your release down. Now when you release this, your slide's going to come off. Just like your Glocks, right? You have your recoil spring and guide rod. And we have our barrel. Now this barrel has a different little feature to it. This is an aftermarket barrel. It's a stainless steel match-ported barrel. Has your flash notches cut in it for your flash suppression and all this. And it has this little guy here, which holds your guide rod and it puts the tension on there. Holds your barrel. So what we're going to do is we're going to just slide this out. And it comes out just like that. And what we're going to start off with is we're going to clean our barrel. Which I always like to start with the barrel first. And what I use is some Remington rim oil spray. Get it down in the barrel good. And then what I like to use are these little bore snakes. To me it works better than having to put the rod with the brush on it and the pads and all this. So these you just run down through there. Okay. And I usually make a couple of passes just to make sure it's clean. Now these have the little wire brushes at the end of it so that you can get a decent cleaning on it. And then it's got the material that does the cleaning like your pads would normally do. Okay. And then I take my little rocker piece here. I take our guide rod and spring, wipe those down, and you can wipe down your frame. A lot of people, if you really want to do some scrubbing on there, you can get you some hops, I think number 9 cleaner, get you a toothbrush and just really go to town on these things. But I've seen some people actually even with the Glocks and the Smith & Wessons and stuff, the polymer frames, these will have a, they actually soak them in it and put them into a little bath of soap and water, and then you have to take an air gun and spray it out, and that's fine if you like to do it, but I wouldn't recommend doing it over once a year because it is a pretty involved process there. But you do a good wipe down of the gun. And then what I use is the little Q-tips with some of the Remington rim oil in a tube or in a bottle there. And I'll just lightly lubricate some of the points that go along the chassis there. There's not a lot of active parts in the gun that much. Basically what you want to do is you just want to lubricate all the parts that metal touches metal. Lube up our guide rod a little bit. And then what we'll do is we'll go inside of our slide. Now this one has the little notches cut out for this piece to fit down in there, so it locks it in place. So you want to make sure you get in the inside of those two. We'll get up here where your trigger safety is. Now this particular gun is a Taurus PT92, and this one was actually made in 1992. It's got a little wear on it, you can see on the slide. A little bit here and there, but all in all, I mean, it's in really good shape. It shoots excellent. Right. It's a great little gun. It's very accurate. They're easy to take down. They're easy to clean. And that's one of the features that I look at when I look at getting a gun, is how easy is it to clean. If I have to, you know, remove pins and disassemble a lot of stuff, you know, to hammer out pins and take out parts and things like that that you could possibly lose and or damage taking in and out, I kind of steer away from those a little bit. I like something that's easy to go, you know. There we go. We got all of our slide parts covered there, our moving parts there. Get in where our trigger release is. And you just want to put a thin coat. I don't put a heavy coat on there. Like I said, I do clean mine every time I shoot, so there's no need to, you know, to really lubricate them up unless you were going to leave it in a storage, you know, place for a long period of time. Now what I do is I push the pin back, and this is a little tricky sometimes because it's milled and it is a tight fit, and that just slides right back in. And see how it kind of rides up on the little pin there. We'll put it back into our slide. You got to make sure that it does go into where the lock position, the notches are. And what we'll do is we'll put our spring back in. And there we go. And we'll put our slide back on. It goes on just like similar to the Glocks and the Smith & Wessons. You rack it back into a locked position. You take your takedown lever, pop it back into place, and when you take her down, you're ready to go. Okay? And this is a excellent shooting gun. It's really smooth action. It shoots great. It's accurate. It's an excellent gun. And they are slightly cheaper than what the Beretta 92s are. So if you want a gun for around $350, $400, you know, this is the way to go, where your Berettas are up around $6 or $7. We reload our magazine, pop her back in, and you're good to go. Now this is our Taurus PT92, 9mm, and there are a lot of features for this, just like the Beretta 92. There's different grips that you can buy, of course different barrels. You can get extended magazines. You can get a 17, an 18, a 20 round. I think there's even a 30 round mag that'll go in there. One of the only other differences is, I don't know if you can see it or not, but right here, this is the lock where the slide locks in. The only difference is this is about a 1/4 of an inch wide, maybe a little bit more, maybe 3/8, 1/4 inch, something like that, wide, where the Beretta is about half the size. It's a little bit narrower. So the Beretta mags will not actually fit in this because of that particular feature there. Okay? So the magazines are a little different, even though the guns are basically the same. Okay? And that concludes our video here for the Taurus PT92. Thanks for watching, guys.